What's good, Blast Up Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. I was able to look at a video from a channel called Men's Only. Now, I just want to say this right quick. A lot of the shit that we're seeing nowadays with relationships and dating, to be honest with you, a lot of it's created by women. Let's be honest here. A lot of it is. But look at this.
We're talking about modern women being absolutely stunned after the approval of a new anti-paternity fraud law. The game has changed, and for some, it might just be game over. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's get into it.
I'm not anti-women, but I am definitely anti-injustice. Like you said, a paternity test, it may hurt. It may be like, ooh, you feel like you don't trust me. But the legal ramifications of taking care of a child that you thought was yours, I don't like when anybody is deceived and played on and tricked into doing something or tricked out of something. And I've seen it too many times, one on TV, Maury, the paternity court, but also in real life of women who will carry on a lie for 10, 15, 30 years, all the while knowing that that was not that man's child. Now, if a man wants to raise another woman's child, by all means, that's something that he agrees to. He knows what he's getting into. But to love a child, attach yourself to a child, provide for a child that you believe is yours and really is not, I feel like that's like a stab to the heart. Like, that's gut-wrenching. At least allow him to take care of that child knowing that it's not his child. That's his choice. But when you take somebody's choice away and now they legally have to take care of this child because they were deceived into it, that's wrong. That's injustice.
If a woman gets upset, angry, defensive, emotional, over a man simply wanting to confirm paternity, that's not love.
I'm going to say this. The way I feel about it, a lot of women they need to understand why men feel the way they feel about paternity tests. They need to. Because you can't tell me you going throughout life and you refuse to understand why men feel the way they do. I refuse to believe that. Y'all understand why men are feeling the way they are. Y'all know this. Problem is, a lot of these women, they want control over the family unit. They want their narrative to be pushed instead of actually understanding why men are saying what they're saying. I mean, it's quite understandable. We know why. Y'all see why. But for some reason, for some sneaky, suspicious reason, y'all seem to not understand. I mean, I understand, but still, this is getting crazy.
That's a red flag waving in 4K. Think about it. If you know the child is his, if you're certain there's nothing to hide, then a paternity test is just a formality. It should be no different than a birth certificate or a hospital bracelet. But the moment she turns hostile about it, that's exactly when you double down and get the test done. Immediately. Because truth doesn't fear verification. Only lies do. A woman who's loyal, honest, and has nothing to hide will gladly support a man getting that peace of mind. Because she understands.
Exactly. And the thing is, a lot of these women, they don't care. As long as they have a nest egg for their child, specifically their child, that may not be yours, they don't give a fuck. As long as they set for life, they don't care. And that's the bad part. That's the most dangerous part of this. A lot of these women don't care. They don't care who they sleep with. They don't care about nothing. They don't even really care about their bodies, to be honest with you. They don't. The moment that they sleep around, that should be an automatic. Well, the moment they say that they sleep around, That's the red flag that you need to hear. This shit is wild.
A real man takes care of what's his. But a smart man confirms what's his first. And let's be real. This isn't about trust, it's about facts. Men don't get 9 months and a delivery room to build certainty. They get a few words and a signature. Meanwhile, women hold all the power and society expects blind submission from men in return? Nah. In a world where stories of paternity fraud are becoming more common, where men are paying child support for kids that aren't theirs, where some women admit they keep secrets for the greater good, a man who asks for a test isn't being controlling. He's being responsible. And if that bothers you, maybe it's because you know the answer might not go your way. Trust is earned. Paternity is proven. And men have every right to know the truth. No shame, no guilt, no games.
Well, I am standing outside of the Capitol building in Missouri, where I helped give testimony to the new fathership bill that has gone through the House, just entered the Senate, and I am very happy to say that this fathership bill that is addressing so many concerns I've had with family court reform, most importantly and notably, is ending driver's license suspension when there is delinquent child support. How are you going to even pay the child support if you don't have a driver's license, right? And I'm very happy to announce that it has passed in the Senate. So now all we have to do is wait for it to go through the floor, and we are going to have a whole new template and foundation for family court reform that is going to hit so many more states in this and the coming years. So let's just keep our foot on the gas pedal, keep it moving for fathers, y'all. Let's go.
And guess what? This woman wasn't even mad about it. Because deep down, even she knows the old system wasn't about helping the child. It was about punishing the man. Let's get one thing straight. Taking away a man's ability to drive, aka his ability to work, get to a job, earn income, doesn't help anyone.
What they want, what the system thrives on, is making that man a part of the they want to make that man a part of the slave labor. That's what he want. That's what they want. They want that man to be a part of the slave labor. They don't care. They want him to be a part of the slave labor force in prison. And you know what that does? It causes that man to have to work his ass off just to get by. That's what it does. He can't go to his job and make money from like he can't go to his job, work at his job and make money because his driver's license is revoked. Then if he doesn't pay his bills, then he get arrested. And then once he gets arrested, he really can't do shit. So it's all a play to get men to be basically part of slave labor.
Not the kid, not the father, not the mother. So who benefits from keeping a man down? Exactly. No one. This bill is a step toward fairness. It acknowledges a truth that's been ignored for decades. You can't demand child support from a man and then rip away his means to earn it. You don't fix the problem by creating a bigger one. And let's be real, many of these men aren't deadbeats. They're broke, not bad. They're struggling under a system that weaponizes fatherhood while offering no real support. And finally, a state said, enough. You want men to provide? Let them drive. Let them work. Let them live. Because what good is a license suspension when the real damage is being done to the father-child bond? This isn't about dodging responsibility. It's about removing pointless barriers that hurt everyone involved. So if you're not mad about this bill, you might actually care about the child, not just controlling the father. And that's what real progress looks like.
How can a man walk away from a child that he has been raising for 3, 5, 10, 15 years simply because the DNA test shows that he's not the biological father?
And this is the kind of woman that would literally trap you with a kid that's not yours after she cheated on your ass and then expect you to take care of her child.
Hear me out here. I'm not being insensitive. I know that his world has just been turned upside down. I know he feels betrayed. He's devastated. I empathize. I sympathize with his predicament. However, how is one able to walk away from a child that one has bonded with?
Easy. That ain't my child. I didn't know it wasn't mine until I found out. She lied to me. That's how you walk away from that. She lied to me. Y'all acting like men willingly just walk away from their children. No, you. A lot of these women out here nowadays is trash. A lot of these women out here nowadays is trash. I feel bad for the kid. I feel bad for the kids. But I'm sorry. Yo mama was a hoe. Yo mama was a hoe. And that hoe lied to me. So now, I'm sorry. But you are not my responsibility. I know that sounds harsh. But we gonna have to start keeping the buck here now.
Loved, nurtured, poured blood and sweat into, simply because the DNA test shows that you're not the biological father. I understand getting rid of the wife or the girlfriend. The word I actually want to use starts with a W and rhymes with sure. Get rid of the W. But the children or the child, the innocent child, it is flummoxing to me. Now, I'm not a man and I do not know how this impacts men. I also know that there's deep shame. But were I in that predicament, of course I would be devastated. I'd be hurt and betrayed. But then I'd let the children know or the child know. You may not be my biological child.
I'll let them know I'm not your real pappy. I'm sorry. I cannot I cannot lie to you. I cannot be in your life like that. I will tell them the truth. Like that shit hurtful. To find
But
out
you're still my
that your
child.
to find out that your child ain't your child. That should hurt.
I love you. You're my child in my heart. I've bonded with you. I've raised you. So nothing changes. Now I know a lot of men worry about, oh, then I have to continue paying I have to pay child support now that we're not together. So what? I'd pay the child support because
You know, it's easy for a woman to say that shit because they're not the ones that have to actually deal with this shit. It's easy for a woman to say this shit. Meanwhile, men have to actually deal with the ramifications of some bullshit like this all the time. It's easy for a woman to say, "Oh, I'll pay that child support." If you find out that your child is not your child, you know damn well that your ass will not pay that damn child support. Your ass would be pissed. I wish people would stop lying and lying about situations like this, because they know damn well if some shit like that happened to them, they would flip the fuck out. They know that.
you know what? Even though everything has changed, nothing should have changed because it's still the child that I raised, bonded with, and loved. And in an attempt not to pay child support, one ends up cutting off one's nose to spite one's face. Because you got to look at the big picture, the relationship with that child, the continued relationship, and the ability to go ahead and raise and nurture that child because you already have that bonded relationship. But once again, because I'm not a man, I do not understand how anybody can walk away from a child. Story time. My husband had a boss about 20 years ago. This gentleman's
Hold up. You have a husband and you're saying this shit? Ma'am, I hate to tell you, but your husband should have left your ass when he had the chance. I wish my wife would say some bullshit like this and talk about my husband. Bitch, you better not ever in your life say no shit like that. I gotta take care of another man's kid after you lie to me. No, 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 no. That's some bullshit right there. Your husband should have left your ass. I'm gonna just keep it a buck here. Your husband should have left you where the fuck you was at. Cause that is insane to say some shit like that to you, to a man, and you just literally proved that. Oh, I may not. I don't know what it's like to go through that as a man. There's a reason why. Because yo goofy. Never mind.
Son had some medical issues. And to make a long story short, he found out that his 19-year-old son was not his biological child. Needless to say, he was devastated. But you know what? He had raised this child for 19 years, was paying for college. This was his son, and he was not going to let him go. And my heart broke for him, but I was so proud of this man because he did not walk away from his child. And I think at times some men might think
that ain't his kid though. You can say all you want. Oh, I'm so proud of him. I'm so this. I'm so that. You ain't never been. You ain't never been in a situation like that. So you don't know what the fuck it's like for a man to go through some shit like that. Y'all think it's just easy for a man to just leave. Absolutely not. It's not easy for a man to just leave when he finds out that the child that he thought was his is not his. That shit is not easy. It takes a lot for a man to fucking leave. The fact that she said this shit, she's married. Something tells me her husband should have left her ass a long fucking time ago. Something's just telling me that. Because ain't no way in the hell a married woman say some ignorant ass shit like that. There's no possible fucking way.
walking away from the child is a way to punish the woman for her betrayal. But at the end of the day, the person you're hurting is the child. And I can't help but wonder, won't you be traumatized as a person walking away from someone that you've bonded with, that you've loved? For the man, isn't that traumatic? I mean,
It's more traumatic finding out that your damn child's not yours. And a lot of guys feel that way. This is the type of woman that will literally cheat on your ass and get pregnant by a whole different dude and then act like you is your responsibility to take care of her kids.
I really do not understand. I just cannot relate. And once again, I'm not a man. I'm sensitive to the hurt, to the pain, to the betrayal. But is it right to walk away from a child you've bonded with simply because the DNA test shows that you're not the biological father?
Yes, because if that woman lied and you've been basically taking care of a kid that's not yours for decades, and she made you believe that that child was yours, oh yes, it's most certainly fucking warranted for a man to leave and not say nothing. Oh yeah, it's warranted. It's not. It's not. It's not the fact that he hates the child, but I've been living a lie. Y'all don't see shit like this is the reason why a lot of guys is like, man, fuck dating, fuck relationships. Exactly why. Anyways, I'll catch y'all later. Like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, support.com. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for listening. Bye, guys.